In the annals of history, few figures evoke as much intrigue and contradiction as Darius III of Persia. A king who once ruled one of the largest empires in the ancient world, he possessed vast wealth, monumental armies, and a legacy that should have secured his place in the annals of greatness. Yet, when faced with the relentless ambition of Alexander the Great, Darius made an unexpected choice. He fled. What drove this powerful monarch to abandon his troops in the heat of battle? Was it cowardice, strategy, or a desperate attempt to preserve his legacy? As the shadows of history loom, we unravel the story of Darius III, a ruler who had everything and lost it all, revealing the complexities of leadership that echo through the centuries. Darius III ascended to the throne of Persia during a time of immense challenges and opportunities. Born into the Achaemenid dynasty, he was thrust into power in 336 BC, a moment marked by the untimely death of his predecessor, Artaxerxes. At first glance, Darius was the embodiment of a powerful ruler, overseeing one of the largest empires of the ancient world, stretching from the Mediterranean Sea to the Indus River. His wealth was unparalleled, with treasures hidden away in the grand palaces of Persepolis, and his armies, vast and diverse, could rival any in history. Yet beneath the surface of opulence might lay a complex web of political intrigue, betrayal, and looming threats. As he took the throne, whispers of dissent echoed through his court, and the winds of change began to swirl ominously, foreshadowing the trials that awaited him. Darius, eager to project strength, sought to consolidate his power through military campaigns and alliances, igniting a fire that would soon bring him face to face with a rising star, Alexander the Great. As Darius fortified his rule, news of a formidable adversary reached his ears. Alexander, the young king of Macedonia, was not just another warlord. He was a force of nature, driven by a burning ambition to conquer and unite the known world under his banner. The young strategist, barely 20, had already achieved remarkable victories against the Persian forces. His methodical approach to warfare, coupled with a deep understanding of his enemy's tactics, made him a titan on the battlefield. Darius, while confident in his resources, began to feel the pressure. The reports of Alexander's swift and brutal campaigns rattled even the most steadfast of his advisors. The tension thickened as Darius realized that he was not just facing a rival king, but a man whose very destiny seemed intertwined with conquest. This perception of Alexander as an unstoppable force would haunt Darius and ultimately shape his fateful decisions in the battles to come. The first major confrontation between Darius and Alexander occurred at the Battle of Granicus in 334 BC. As the Persian forces took their positions along the banks of the river, Darius's commanders believed they had the upper hand. However, they underestimated Alexander's audacity and tactical genius. With a daring attack, Alexander charged across the river, leading his men into battle with remarkable precision and fervor. The clash was fierce, and the air was thick with the sounds of clashing steel and battle cries. Darius, watching from a distance, felt a sense of dread as the tide of battle turned against his forces. The Macedonian army prevailed, demonstrating the effectiveness of Alexander's military tactics. As the dust settled and the cries of the wounded echoed, Darius received news that would alter the course of his reign. His once invincible army had suffered a significant defeat, shaking the pillars of his confidence and power, leaving him with no choice but to retreat and rethink his strategy. After the disastrous battle at Granicus, Darius found himself grappling with the harsh reality of defeat. The once proud king felt the weight of his empire crashing down around him. As reports of the losses spread, dissent among his ranks began to grow. Loyalty, once assured, wavered as fear and uncertainty crept into the hearts of his soldiers. In his court, whispers turned into shouts, and accusations were laid bare. Darius's advisors urged him to take immediate action, to gather his forces and challenge Alexander again. Yet, the fear of facing the Macedonian king, whose reputation had only grown after his victory, paralyzed him. His mind raced with thoughts of personal honor, military strategy, and the fate of his empire. In an attempt to rally his spirit, he called upon the ancient Persian traditions of leadership and valor, reminding himself that true kings do not merely seek to survive. They must rise from the ashes of defeat. However, the question remained. Could he muster the courage to confront Alexander once more? Amidst the turmoil, Darius made a decision that would forever shape his legacy. Rather than rallying his troops for a counterattack against Alexander, he chose to retreat further into the heart of Persia to regroup and strategize. This decision, marked by both strategic foresight and perceived cowardice, would define his reign. While many in his court praised the wisdom of conserving resources and manpower, others viewed it as a betrayal of his soldiers. The weight of his choice pressed heavily upon him as he fled, leaving behind the vast plains of Asia Minor and the remnants of his once invincible army. His retreat ignited a wave of speculation throughout the empire. Whispers of cowardice and treachery lingered in the air. Darius found himself at a crossroads, battling both external foes and internal dissent. With every step backwards, the question loomed larger. Could he reclaim his throne, or was he condemned to be known as the king who fled? As Darius retreated to strengthen his position, Alexander pressed forward, determined to solidify his grip on the region. One of the pivotal moments of Alexander's campaign was the siege of Tyre in 332 BC. The city, a strategic fortress, stood resilient against the Macedonian forces, becoming a testament to Alexander's relentless siege tactics. For 7 long months, Alexander besieged Tyre, showcasing his brilliance in warfare. Darius, observing from afar, felt a mixture of dread and admiration for his adversary. The courage displayed by the Tyrian defenders ignited a flicker of hope within him, yet the reality of his own situation weighed heavily on his heart. With every victory Alexander claimed, Darius's reputation dwindled further. The siege ended in catastrophe for the defenders of Tyre, a brutal display that would send shockwaves throughout the Persian Empire. Darius's inability to act decisively against Alexander solidified the perception of him as a ruler who had lost control, and the empire began to crumble under the weight of his inaction. The culmination of Darius's struggles and Alexander's ambitions would reach a zenith at the Battle of Gaugamela in 331 BC. This confrontation would become a defining moment not only for the two kings, but for the course of history itself. Darius, having gathered a massive army, saw this as his chance to reclaim his honor and secure the fate of Persia. However, the battlefield was unlike any he had faced before. Alexander, with his keen sense of strategy, positioned his troops with precision, exploiting every advantage. The clash of the two armies echoed through the valleys as they collided, a cacophony of chaos and valor. Darius, witnessing the fervor in Alexander's eyes, felt a sense of dread wash over him. As the battle raged, the pressure mounted, and Darius found himself retreating once again. The weight of his decisions bore down on him, and as he saw his army falter and break, he made the fateful choice to flee the battlefield, sealing the fate of Persia and his own legacy. Darius III's legacy is a complex tapestry woven with threads of glory, defeat, and the heavy burden of leadership. His story serves as a cautionary tale for leaders throughout history, revealing the fine line between valor and cowardice. Darius had everything: wealth, power, and the potential to be remembered as one of history's great kings. Yet, his inability to confront his fears and his enemy led to his downfall and the eventual disintegration of the Persian Empire. The echoes of his flight resonate through history, a reminder that even the mightiest can falter. After the Battle of Gaugamela, Darius was ultimately pursued relentlessly by Alexander, leading to his eventual assassination, sealing his fate as a tragic figure. Today, we remember Darius not just for his failures, but for the lessons his life imparts. The importance of courage and leadership, the perils of inaction, and the weight of the crown that can often feel more like a shackle. As we ponder his legacy, we are left to wonder, what would have transpired had he chosen differently? As we delve into the life and choices of Darius III, we are reminded that history is not merely a record of victories and conquests, but a reflection of human nature itself. Darius, the king who had everything, became a symbol of how fear and indecision can lead to ruin. His legacy serves as a powerful lesson for those in positions of power today. Could he have turned the tide and secured his empire? Or was he destined to flee? These questions linger, inviting us to reflect on our own decisions in the face of adversity. The saga of Darius III compels us to consider what it truly means to lead, and the heavy price of failure. If you found this exploration insightful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the intricacies of history.